Productivity people on the internet will tell you not to have carbs when you're going to do your high value work, especially to stay fasted during the morning to make sure that you produce the best work you have in your brain capable of. Do carbs make you stupid? Basically is that question, and the reason why you have clicked on this video. And the truth is that it's kind of nuanced. And so they say stay fasted. But the truth is that there's a question to that, because why would you stay fasted if you're getting more energy to your brain? Glucose is the main source of energy for the brain. So why would you want to stay fasted and not want your brain to have more energy? Well, okay, so the truth is that their rationale is that if you need to get food, like they say, if we were in the caveman times and we needed to get food and we didn't have food and we were hungry, then we would work our best so that we could go get the food. And now that is all right to say. The physiology is there. Sure, I guess you'd want to have more food. The truth is that fasting increases cortisol, which can make your brain much more sharp. And the truth is, why do these people become stupid in their view of life when they eat carbs? Because shouldn't it make you feel smarter anyways? Let's say if we were fasting, let's say you and I, we were fasting, and we weren't eating food for the first half of the day. Like personally, I'm recording these videos. I just recorded friggin' 2 other ones, and I haven't eaten food. So why should this actually help? Because it increases cortisol, and of course, you can say cortisol is inverse to testosterone, but personally, wouldn't actually have a problem for me. But I'll tell you what, there's three scenarios, and one of them is bad, and one of them is good for your carbs. So if you want to stay focused, I recommend just having black coffee and just doing your work in the morning. That's fine too. If you have a high carb diet and you push all of your carbs to the end of the day, the truth is that your glucose levels, they'll be low, but then if you push them to the very end of the day, once you have them, your glucose levels will skyrocket if you have a high carb diet. This is also the case if you have a diet in which your carbohydrate intake are very, very simple carbs and they're not slow digesting, so they don't release energy slowly. So especially people who are on keto. If you're on keto, you're not having any carbs, you have probably a really low blood sugar, and most of your glucose that goes to your brain is coming from gluconeogenesis, from your fat turning into sugars. If you have carbs, they will give you brain fog, but the thing is there's also this divide. So I remember when I was in school, my friends before a math test, they would say, okay, I gotta eat something. They'd freaking go to Wendy's. Like, I don't know why you'd go to Wendy's for this, because it's unhealthy. But they go to Wendy's, they got like a JBC, like a little burger, and then they'd eat that, and they thought that it would make them do better on their math test, and sure, yeah, they still got good grades, I'm pretty sure. And the thing is that why is this different for some people? The reason is that if you have sustained energy, if your carbohydrate levels are sustained, if your glucose levels are sustained, your brain will be used to it, and you will be able to have the best work output because your brain is used to it. When you start getting to the points, if you have a normal blood sugar, usually it's whatever is normal where your brain will work the best. If your blood sugar goes down, then your cognitive capacity to do the hard work will actually go down as well, because it is not the normal, it's not the homeostasis that your body is used to. So conversely, if you're used to having low blood sugar levels and then you have a carb, it'll mess it up. So what you really want to do is you want to make sure you do your work at the moment where you are most used to it. If you are used to having sustained energy, sustained food, eating at specific times every day, that is when you will benefit the best from having, your carbs whenever you have them. And just make sure if it's sustained energy, keep it that way. If you have low carb in the morning and then randomly one day you take that out, my friend, you need to make sure you're consistent. So to make this fully actionable and implementable, fast if you usually have low blood sugar levels or if you have most of your carbs all at once, and eat when you eat. If you have sustained carbs, if you have a sustained carb source, you have a lot of snacks throughout the day, keep doing that. Just do what is consistent and make sure you do not increase the variables. Now, I will tell you what works for me personally, because I have only 2 meals a day, or even just 1 meal a day sometimes. I would personally benefit from fasting. Not only does fasting help with, the blood sugar levels and the actual glucose to your brain, it's what you believe. So if you wake up in the morning and you go straight to work, you're already in a flow state. It just matters how you get into the flow state. And that's what matters the most. The truth is that the beliefs you have about the work you do influence your performance when you are doing the work. Why would you have limiting beliefs in your brain? Why would you do that to yourself? Of course, we want to optimize everything that is possible, but it's like the person who thinks that if they eat something terrible, then their body's going to react terribly. Their body will react terribly. This is called the placebo effect. You've heard of this. The thing is, the beliefs we have about ourselves and how our body reacts to the world is how our body reacts. If you think you're a high performer, then you eat something one random day. Don't think, oh man, I ate something, everything's over. No, think that it's going to give you extra energy. And if you don't eat something, just think, okay, my head is going to be so clear, my blood sugar is going to be stable. Remember that. It's the beliefs you have, and I want to make sure that this is known. So many people in the productivity space, honestly, they get too in their head about being productive rather than actually doing the work. The truth is, whatever you do, just make sure you do the work. Make sure you are productive, meaning that you produce. It's not the work they see behind the scenes, because they don't see it. They don't see the work behind the scenes. They see what you produce. So do what you think, what you believe works, and ignore what everybody else is saying, because if it works for you, it works for you. Now, of course, you must have humility. Try things when you want to try things, when you hear things, and also be consistent. Try things and think about, make sure that it's not just placebo, make sure it's actually helping. So check the link in the description below. That is my full program if you want to optimize your human performance, health, and physical aesthetics. Like the video, bro.